Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password, or check our website, www.cslpv.org, on the weekly talk section. Today is Sunday, October 8th, 2023. Happy Thanksgiving Day to all those in Canada. We are continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Out Loud. And this month, our topic is Playing with Paradox. The topic for today is getting comfortable with discomfort. One of the suggested books for reading this month is Navigating Polarities by Brian Emerson and Kelly Lewis. And so once again, I'd like to truly welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta, whether you're on the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time. We teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind, where we honor all faiths, all paths, all traditions. So please know that everyone is welcome. We honor and value each and every one of you. So this philosophy, called the Science of Mind, is a teaching based on ancient wisdom and new thought. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. As I mentioned, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes had first studied this teaching, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the Science of Mind. And when he was asked to provide a concise definition of the teaching, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer an inspirational message based on this teaching. And we also meet live at noon. So check our website for the location and then hang out with us afterwards for some great conversation with like-minded people. And if you would like to connect for a one-on-one meeting for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with whatever is going on in your life or whatever you would like to change, then please contact me so that we can set up an appointment. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living for the remainder of this year or for the upcoming year, please contact me for membership form. And also, if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact me for that information as well. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. And if you're interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we have just started a new course in Spanish this month on treatment and meditation. And we've also just started our practitioner training for the second year. So this is the professional practitioner studies. So if either of these are something that you are interested or have the credentials to apply for, then please contact me so that we can get you on the roster as well. If there's any other class, workshop, book study that you are interested in, let me know so that we can plan for those as well. And we also have an interesting workshop that is coming up soon. So please check our website for details on all of our classes that we offer. And now together, as we do each week, let's review our purpose, vision, and mission statement. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, which is creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And more details on these can be found on our website, so be sure to check it out. So do you find yourself attached to certain beliefs, ideas, and perspectives? Is there a wrong way and a right way of doing things? What if there was a third way that brought limitless benefits? Well, the good news is there is. So as we continue to play in paradox, it's imperative that we look at the polarities that exist in our life. Attachment to one perspective or another often causes suffering. We must be willing to remain open to understanding alternative perspectives and then find a third way that encompasses the positive benefits of all aspects of the seeming polarity. Ernest Holmes wrote, "And let us not forget the importance of keeping our minds in a state of good-natured flexibility. Yes, we must be flexible and tolerant, as well as positive and affirmative." So Ernest Holmes was very clear that we are spiritual beings living human experiences. Yet so often we get caught up in seeing from only one perspective that we miss what that means. If we are so focused on oneness and the big picture that we miss opportunities to reach out and love and support one another, then we're not embracing the totality of our humanity. And if we get so caught up in the suffering and challenges of living in the world, then we forget our divinity. And then we miss out on the joy of being infinite and eternal. The science of mind asks that we embrace this polarity of humanity and divinity and find a third way to navigate our lives. Ernest Holmes said this, "And let us not forget the importance of keeping our minds in a state of good-natured flexibility. Yes, we must be flexible and tolerant, as well as positive and affirmative." So how do we navigate polarities? Often we stand on one side of the polarity or the other, straddling the fence, so to say. Our language, our way of moving through the world, the questions we ask one another, and the ways that we seek meaning in our lives all lend themselves to standing on one side of polarity. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Do you drink coffee or tea, Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Are you a Democrat or Republican? Do you like cats or dogs? Are you an introvert or an extrovert, feminine or masculine? My spouse is a saver, but I'm a spender. I'm a big picture person, but my boss focuses on the details. Our entire society is based on picking a side, even when you don't fit on one single side. Once we've chosen our side, whether it's a preference, a belief system, way of thinking, or a call to action, we then begin to see only the benefits of our side. and only the defects of the other side. Well, we can see that this is every major debate or worldview of our time right now. Brene Brown said this in Atlas of the Heart. She wrote, in 1954, the social psychologist Leon Festinger and two associates infiltrated a doomsday cult to find out what would happen when the leader's prophecy failed to be fulfilled. The leader had promised her followers that the world would end on December 21st, 1954, but that they would be picked up by a flying saucer and transported to safety at midnight on December 20th. Tavris and Arison explained many of her followers quit their jobs, gave away their houses, and dispersed their savings in anticipation of the end. Who needs money in outer space? Others waited in fear or resignation inside their homes. Festinger predicted that the believers who had not made a strong commitment to the prophecy would quietly lose their faith in the leader when the world didn't end. And those who had given away their possessions and waited with other believers for the spaceship would double down on their belief in their mystical abilities. He predicted that even if the prophecy did not materialize, the followers who lost the most would demonstrate their increased commitment by doing whatever they could to get others to join them. At that time, this hypothesis blew the doors off every existing theory about motivation and human behavior. It was unthinkable that people would double down once proven wrong. But by 4:45 a.m., when the spaceship was a no-show, their leader shared a new vision of the world. Because of their strong faith, they had been spared. As hypothesized by Festinger, the most invested members responded by calling the media with the great news, and they became even more invested evangelists for the group. Luckily, the doomsday leader's prediction had failed, but Festinger's prediction didn't, and he changed the way we think about human behavior. Ernest Holmes said this: keep the doorway of your mind open, feeling, thinking, communing with this life. Know that it fills you with light and with power. So when we force ourselves, or when we're being forced, into only one side of the polarity, we begin to experience the effects of the overuse of that polarity. It can be fairly easy to shift back and forth between two polarities when we have little to lose. For example, preferring cats over dogs. When we find a dog we love, it's easy to shift our perspective and go along our way. However, this becomes more challenging when there's more to lose, as in the story that I shared. When it comes to something in which we have invested a lot of our time, our money, or our energy, it becomes much harder to shift our perspective. Additionally, it becomes nearly impossible when we discover that something we identify with is no longer working for us. This can be seen in our politics, views on immigration, abortion, spiritual beliefs, religion, cultural views, and so many others. Often, rather than opening to the vulnerability of being wrong, self-assessing and changing our views, we double down on our side of the polarity. We overly focus on the benefits of our side, even if we are no longer experiencing those benefits, and push away the other side, citing its overuses and problems, even as we long for the benefits that it brings. Tomorrow, Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving, although some celebrate today as well. My mom always cooked a turkey with the stuffing inside, but my daughter didn't like the idea of the raw turkey touching the bread stuffing. So Mom would make a second batch in a separate casserole dish. But why did I have to choose one over the other? I like them both. The sweet juiciness of the stuffing inside the bird and the crispy, spicy casserole. I take both and smother them with cranberry sauce and pickled relish, just like my grandpa did. So happy Thanksgiving. Rahil Farquhar said this: there is perfect coordination in every part of my being because the spirit of perfection is acting in and through me. My apologies. That's a quote by Ernest Holmes. Rahil Farquhar had said, intelligence is to spot paradoxes. Wisdom is to live by them. So rather than forcing ourselves into a single side of a polarity or swinging back and forth between the two sides as we experience the overuses of one side and long for the benefits of the other, we must learn to find a third way. And this requires the vulnerability of looking at what is no longer working and seeing the benefits of the side from which we have pushed away. It can be challenging to change our beliefs, our labels, ideas, and even identity to find a middle ground that utilizes the benefits of both sides of the polarity without suffering from the overuses. For example, most people would label themselves as either an introvert or an extrovert. Yet even the greatest of introverts need time with people, whether it's out in public or in a small group or just one-on-one. And even the most outgoing of extroverts need some time alone. COVID has shown us, even the introverts, that too much alone time results in some effects that could be considered the overuse of alone time. Loss of social skills, overthinking, loss of friendships, and many others. And only spending time with people can result in the opposite overuses: exhaustion, no time for self-care, and feeling drained. A third way is a balance of time by ourselves and time with others. A third way is navigating and discovering the amount of time that we need in each polarity to be fulfilled in our life and receive all the benefits that both have to offer: great friendships, support, a rich inner life, self-care, and better health. Brian Emerson said this: standing in the third way is a practice. It relies on a way of being and doing that most of us were never taught. It requires self-awareness, conscious choice, and courageous action. So as we continue to play with the paradoxes and polarities that come up in our lives, it's important that we hold on gently to our beliefs, our ideas, and even identify as we assess what is working or not working in our life. Can we look at the areas of our life where we're holding tightly to one polarity and villainizing the other, and see if there's a third way that utilizes the benefits of both aspects? Third way thinking can be implemented in our lives individually and collectively to find solutions to the big challenges the world is facing today. So here's some questions for your thoughts. What are some polarities that you are navigating in your personal life? And where do you find yourself doubling down when your views are shaken? What's a third way that you have found that works for you in your life? And where do you need to find a better balance? So I'll leave you with this quote. Brene Brown said, "In these challenging moments of dissonance, we need to stay curious and resist choosing comfort over courage. It's brave to invite new information to the table, to sit with it and hear it out. It's also rare these days." And that leads us to our affirmation for the week. I am open to possibility as I discover multiple perspectives. So now is our time for mindfully giving and financial support of our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is appreciated, no matter the amount. Your contributions are circulated with our tithing to our greater organization, which reaches out globally as well as locally. And we also tithe to a local women's shelter to assist women and children that have left an abusive home. And it allows them the opportunity to become grateful for the assistance, to become productive and successful members of the community. So donations can be made through PayPal or Tithely on our website, www.cslpv.org. And there's donate buttons on both the landing page as well as on the top of the page where you find the replay of each weekly talk. Alternatively, if you still like to write out checks, you can do so by addressing it to CSLPV number 403 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, B1Y 8N1. And now, if you'd like to join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. Blessings and namaste.